Good evening. Opening the
Go ahead, Mr.
meeting,
Betancourt.
this month's meeting for
Evening.
the Board of Sewer Commissioners for the town of Raynham at 6 o'clock on Thursday, May 14th, 2020. First item on our agenda is approval of minutes. Now, we have two meetings. We'll do them separately. And for the minutes of the meeting presented to us for 3/12/20, do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Seconded.
All right, moved by Mr. Bickle, seconded by Mr. Kelleher. Did anybody see anything in there that they need to adjust?
Nothing jumped out to me.
All right. Being nothing to be changed, no corrections or deletions, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3-0 in favor of accepting the meeting minutes. For the meeting of 4/9 last month, which we were on a telecommunication system, I need a motion to accept those minutes.
So moved.
And I'll second.
Did anybody see anything that they think needs to be corrected before we vote?
Looks good to me.
Again, nothing jumped out.
There being none, all those in favor of accepting the minutes of the meeting of 4/9, say aye.
Aye.
It is a vote, 3-0. No correspondence, but now we have our superintendent's report.
Can't see him.
Superintendent, Raynham Sewer Department, for the week ending May 15th, 2020, Superintendent's Report. May 15th, 2020 again. Phase 7, Contract 1. With Mass DOT approval, CJP has begun with trench repairs and overlay on Route 138. They were instructed to remove the temporary trench repair placed during construction and replace it with 10 inches of 3/4 inch binder course in 3 different lifts. That process was completed 2 weeks ago. CJP has subcontracted with a company called Nocella, who will be completing the 2-inch mill and pave with the state-required heavy volume traffic mix. CJP has also been working on some punch list items, which included repairing some settled trenches on Courtney Way. Ty and Bond, Bill Irwin, and myself also met with Ed Buckley on Mill Street last week to discuss some trench settlement over there. Boyko had returned to repaint the double doors on Park Place pumping station. If you remember in my last meeting, actually might have been the March meeting, that I mentioned the doors didn't come out quite right. Anyways, they did return. They did repaint them. Just so happens I'm still not happy with the outcome. I spoke to Boyko again. They will be returning in warmer weather to hopefully get it straightened out. Boyko suggests that the repair was faulty because of the weather conditions. Ed Buckley is also working with his paving contractor to obtain a possible timeline on milling and paving of the remaining Phase 7 streets. There's a possibility these streets could be completed late spring to early summer. Paramount Drive Pumping Station, the flex couplings lines have arrived. They were delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The factory had a while, but those couplings did arrive. One coupling was installed today. They were hoping to get both couplings installed today. They were a special order coupling, and both couplings were slightly different in size, but when they came delivered, they were both the same size. So the second coupling would not fit on the other pump. So anyways, they got one coupling in today, and they actually have to reorder the other coupling. Site cleanup has also begun at Paramount. The contractor has been addressing punch list items. The asphalt driveway has been repaired. Lumen seed has been spread. Starting to shape up over there, looking pretty good. And I met with a fencing contractor today to discuss where we would like to have the fence replaced. Our electrician, Mark Mon, met with Ty and Bond and Alan Bradley, representative, to get a resolution to the intermittent pump failure issue over there, usually related to a power fail, or maybe the generator could be exercising. The problem seems to have been resolved with a simple adjustment to the variable frequency drive for the pump motors. Once the COVID-19 regulations are lifted, Hayes Pump is expected to return and make a couple of adjustments to their computer program as well. Punch list of items remaining include installation of the mounting of the chart recorder and the flow meter, and changing out the gate valve covers to, say, sewer rather than water. Katy Drive easement. As you recall, bid opening went on as scheduled on April 2nd. Approval of the recommendation to award to the low bidder, JH Landscaping, with a low bid of $86,700. That was issued to at our last meeting in April. The contract is now prepared for the board's signature. Phase 8, streets remaining. Ty and Bond has completed draft conceptual drawings for those remaining streets that don't currently have sewer. The next step will be to evaluate and estimate the cost for those individual areas to be serviced. Once that is completed, Ty and Bond will discuss the evaluation with the board at one of our meetings. A utility truck order that we ordered back in November, delivery of that truck is delayed again due to COVID-19. The company that supplies the utility body, I guess, is closed down because of this pandemic as well, and so that utility body isn't available to be put on the truck at the present time. Typically, I would have received that truck probably either last month or this month, but it isn't even completed at the moment. So honestly, we're probably looking at maybe the end of the summer with any luck. Town meeting. Town meeting is now scheduled for June 15th. I've been working with Dave Grabb and Graham Waters on our articles for the town warrant. If you remember, we had 4 articles for the warrant. One article was requesting the transfer of $150,000 from retained earnings into the newly created maintenance facility debt account. I've been informed that this does not have to be on the warrant. With the board's permission, I can simply draft a letter to town accountant Dave Grabb and request the funds be reserved from the fiscal year 20 retained earnings to be transferred to that account. We do not have to act on this tonight, but as long as it is before the end of June. One thing we may want to consider, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we were originally going to put the $150,000 into that account and pull $48,200 out for the next debt payment. We owe currently $300,700 to that account, to that debt of the building. With this pandemic, I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in reducing that $150,000 down some more, to have some more money in reserve, maybe $100,000 in the account, and pull the $48,200 out of that. Just something for you guys to consider. But again, I would need permission to draft up a letter for Dave Grabb for whatever amount we decide. So if you guys want to discuss that before I move on.
I think that what we will do is, because he's not going to do anything until he gets the retained earnings for 6/30/20, we can decide then as to how much we want to put in. We'll know what we have to do. Mathematically, it should have fit, but I believe that as the other commissioners know, that we have a couple of big payers that are behind in their payment, and we got to make sure that we have enough to cover our operating. We know we have enough to cover our operating if everybody pays their bills. So we may, based on your suggestion, Bob, we may drop it down. Instead of trying to do it in 2 years, maybe we'll just program it for 3 years or something like that. to make sure that the full amount is there and they don't ever have to come back and try to take it out of retained earnings every year to pay the mortgage, that the mortgage will be covered by the amount of money and all he has to do is pay it. That's a point we can bring up in another meeting. None of this is going to happen before the end of June anyways.
Correct.
Sounds good to me.
All right, moving
Anything
on.
else, Rob? Yes.
Moving on, just so you guys are aware, I'm sure you are already, but town election will be held also on June 27th. I did mention town meeting is June 15th. Doe Run project, we have now accepted and had our first tie-in on the Doe Run subdivision off of Pine Street. They have 2 existing houses, with 1 now being tied in. We also have a resident on Pine Street that will be looking to tie in due to a failing septic system. The house was actually sold maybe last spring, and they've been kind of waiting on this line to be ready to tie in. So they were happy to hear that they could finally tie into that. And that, again, should probably happen next week, that tie-in on Pine Street. And that is all I have for you gentlemen tonight.
Great job, Rob.
Okay.
I did have one question, Rob.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Hello?
Yep.
Go ahead, Jeff.
One question, only because it's been asked to me a couple of times on that street survey that Ty and Bond is doing. Obviously, things will be slower with COVID stuff, but did they have a rough estimate on when that would be completed?
On when the survey will be completed?
Correct.
Okay, they got the draft plans done. They'll be working on costs for each individual area. You may see that next month or the 1 month after, depending on how this
Okay.
COVID works out. And their plan is, and hopefully maybe next month or at least June, they could
That's
attend
good.
a meeting in person and present that all to us.
That's good. I fielded that question a couple of times, so thanks.
It's well on its way, Jeff.
Great.
So that it will be, there'll be some discussion before he makes his full presentation to the commission. But that was put on a fast track. We told him that I wasn't going to wait for the grass to turn green, and he is responding fairly well to it. Any other questions? Well, do we have and there's no new business?
No new business, nope.
All right, you discussed the old business in your report. No emergency business.
Nope.
I don't think we have any commission reports. I've been floating around town. I didn't see anything out of whack. Do we have anybody that has called in that might qualify for public forum? Apparently not. Then there's no need for press time. So, as we have done in the past, I will ask for a motion to adjourn for the purpose of performing administrative duties with no further business being conducted. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion on that.
And I will second that.
Okay. The motion made by Mr. Bickle, seconded by Mr. Kelleher. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. At 6:15, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen. Stay safe
Likewise.
and keep healthy.
You
Talk
too.
to you around in the corner. Bye-bye, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.